What is up, everyone? Clayton here, and today we're back with another Skyrim build. Today's build is called the Betrayer. This build is suggested by British gaming nerd HS. He told me to that he has a build on his own channel, which you guys check out. I'll put the link to his channel down in the description below. He has pretty short builds, but they have a lot of information, and yeah, they're pretty cool. Anyways, he said that there is a warrior in Daedric armor that uses the Ebony Blade. He backs out his allies after a raid. That's kind of the backstory, but we'll get into a little bit more in a second. But yeah, that's kind of what you're going to be using, or what you'll be doing. Anyways, this build is going to be an Imperial. He was a bandit in Cyrodiil. There was a large amount of gold on the table in one of the raids, and he decided to kill all of his allies to make sure he got all the gold to himself. After he did this, he heard a voice, which was the Daedric Prince Mephala, and the prince told him to come to Skyrim to get his reward. So on his way to Skyrim, he was caught crossing the border, and you know the whole thing with Dragonborn. And that's kind of where it starts. And the reward that he was going for was Ebony Blade, which you could be using a lot in this build. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to the main skills. We got is Illusion, Conjuration, Smithing, Heavy Armor, and Two-Handed. The guy did say, British Gamer said that it is more of a warrior build, but I kind of added some mage tones into it just to make it a little bit more creative or unique, because you know, a two-handed user is kind of, you have to add a little bit something else to it to make it a little bit more unique. So that's where the illusion comes in. This is kind of a role-playing thing because you want to make everyone your ally so you can then portray them to make the Ebony Blade stronger. It doesn't really work in this way, but in theory and logically, you can kind of make that as a role-playing aspect. And it's really good if you want to calm some people while you're fighting, or maybe make a fury spell to make everyone attack each other while you're, fighting this guy off over here. Anyways, we're going to go into Conjuration 2. This is just because you can revive those allies that you slain and kind of use them as your undead army to further, the powering of the blade. I kind of like that, and necromancers are inherently evil in the game. Most people think necromancy is bad, so this kind of gives them more of that evil aspect, which you're kind of going for. You also want to go with Smithing because you have Daedric armor on, and you want to make sure you get that Daedric Smithing perk. Also, heavy armor is pretty important because you want to be able to get the heavy armor perk called Conditioning. This means that your armor weighs nothing and doesn't slow you down, which is a really good perk because heavy armor weighs a lot. And then for two-handed, you want to get your basic damage. Also, you want to pick up Deep Wounds, which means attacks with Great Swords have a 20% chance of doing critical damage, which is pretty good. Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about the armaments, and we'll talk about the Ebony Blade. You can get this Ebony Blade, which is found in the Dragon's Reach, which is through a Daedric quest. You have to go through the Daedric quest called the Whispering Door, and you have to get level 20 before you're able to get this. And you can kind of start it by either getting a rumor from the innkeeper or the barkeep at the Banner Mare, or Isolde. Or if you kill the Banner Mare's barkeep, you can ask Isolde, who is now in charge of the inn. So yeah, that's kind of what you need to do to get the Ebony Blade. And if you guys don't know, the Ebony Blade, as you kill your allies, or followers, or anyone that's friendly to you, it increases its absorb essence and also strengthen it, I believe. So you want to make sure you befriend a lot of people and then go ahead and betray them. And then you're going to be using Daedric armor, so you might want to pick a set of that up. And if you don't get that right away, just go ahead and use some regular heavy armor. And I guess we can talk about the gameplay a little bit. Yeah, for the gameplay, you're going to be trying to make everyone your friend. Like, you want to be really friendly towards people, and then when you think you have enough people that you can, slaughter them all and then become super powerful, that's when you want to do it. There's one thing, if you get the Forge Master Fingers for one of the Orc strongholds, and they'll all become your allies or your friends, and if you can slaughter all the Orcs there, it'll make it so the Ebony Blade becomes more powerful really quickly. I know it's kind of a weird thing to do, killing a whole orc camp, but that's kind of what you do when you play as an evil character. Yeah, so that's kind of the gameplay. You just kind of want to befriend everyone and then betray them, as the build says. Yeah, and also you want to talk about some shouts. I used Mark for Death as well as Disarm. The Disarm, kind of like if you're fighting your allies, you can kind of just disarm them randomly and then kill them there, so they don't really put up a fight. And as for the Standing Stone, I think that the Lord Stone would be pretty good. because it gives you more armor and magic resist, which makes you a little bit more tanky, and you could be able to take more damage. Yeah, so this build is really cool, and I really want to thank British Gamer was British Gaming Nerd HS. Kind of a long name, sorry if I don't remember it all. But I'll definitely put a link to his channel in the description, so make sure to check out his stuff. Yeah, because it's pretty cool, because he has a lot of builds. They're like 2 minutes long, but he has like 150 some, or I don't know, a lot. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Also, make sure to check out these two other Skyrim builds. Not old, they're new-ish. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching, and this is Clayton, signing off.